I am back. That's really loud. Okay. I am back. We are back with Tony Hawk's Pro Marathon. Now, this game might look a little familiar. It also might look really horrible on screen cause the um, the first game before went horribly. So I thought we could try it again. I got the disc version working. Um, Unfortunately, it was working a lot better. Not really sure what's going on. Uh, Not really sure like why it's doing this like seizure-inducing thing. Um, but we will play a game. I hope that this fixes itself in the actual level. Uh, if not, then we are going to have a bad time. I can guarantee that. In fact, this stream might stop if it still does this in the levels. Um, or if it crashes. No, it didn't crash. Okay, it looks like... I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like we're okay. Okay, we need to turn the sound down. Are you fucking kidding me? What is going on there? Um, the sound is unbelievably loud. So we are going to fix that. I think that's a little better. You guys probably can't hear it. I turned the sound down deliberately so that I don't get any copyright strikes. Um, but we are going to be redoing the first game, uh, and we are going to. Um, that's really all there is to it. We're gonna redo the first game because the speed at which it was running before was ridiculous, and by that I mean it was horrible. So we're gonna do it. So there you go. Shoot. This is running much better though. I like that. The emulator might not be the best because this is the same emulator I was using to run the um, the Razer Freestyle Scooter game last night. If you missed that, it's on. It should be either in my past broadcasts or in my highlights. Um, oh, I already got the secret tape. What am I doing? Okay, is this the T? No, that's not the T. Where's the T? Where's the T? Here it is. Woohoo! Is that all of them? Did I just get all the tapes? I feel like I did. Let's end run. Yes, I did. I got all the tapes. Let's save. Let's hope it actually works. Okay. Saw. If you're wondering about why my initials or my name is always Saw, it's because Saw is my favorite movie series of all time. Not counting the final chapter, I don't consider that a part of the Saw verse. I think that movie is pretty horrible. Probably the worst. No, it is the worst sequel I've seen, and absolutely the worst Saw movie. I mean, everything that everyone ever said about Saw came true in that. Like a lot of people would say, "Oh, Saw is just about the gore. There's no story. There's no character development. The traps are all meaningless. It's all stupid and bullshit. Blah blah blah." And up until final chapter, I adamantly defended it. I said that is not true. I do think the game just crashed, and that's not good. Um, but I adamantly defended it. Uh, so yeah, but then final chapter came out, and guess what? everything they said, everything the naysayers said was true. There was no character development. The traps were meaningless. The gore was meaningless. There was no like there were no metaphors behind anything. It was just trash. It was awful. And there was a ton of misogyny, I thought. Some people might disagree with that, but I think there was a ton of misogyny. One of the traps has a girl with two rods coming into her eyeballs, but then there's a random rod that goes into her mouth as well. It's like, I don't think that's really. I don't want to say that's not appropriate. Obviously, none of this is appropriate. But that especially just came off really uncomfortable. And I found out later in a commentary that the director actually added that. Like, that was not the original intention for that trap. The original intention was for her to have rods going into her eyes, and that's it. But Kevin Greuter decided to add one more bar going into her mouth, which I think it has this darkly sexual undertone, and I hate that so much. Um, the dialogue in the movie is atrocious. I'm not gonna sit here and say the Saw series hasn't had some bad acting or some bad dialogue up to that point, but it this one in particular was just fucking terrible. I mean, it is the worst case for sure. Um, it is the worst case for sure. Wow, we actually got four tapes that time. I would say we're gonna try and do 100%, but San Francisco is such a bitch. It's such a dirty bitch. I don't know if it's worth it. Um, but then again, it's gonna take a while, which means I have more time to uh, shit on the final Saw movie, even though it's not really a Saw movie, and it's not the final one anymore. There's a new one coming out called Jigsaw, and the trailer for that does not inspire confidence at all. It maybe looks a little better produced than the final chapter, but it just seems like the producers yet again don't really know what people loved Saw for. Um, I personally love Saws 1 through 6 because all the traps have significance, they have meaning, they have metaphorical weight to them. The characters are so intricate. And the story in general is so intricate. It's filled with just all these insane plot twists, and they're not plot twists that cheapen the movie. Um, yes, I guess some could argue that okay, maybe the Saw movies don't like they maybe have twists just for the sake of twists. I guess you could argue that, but I still don't think they cheapen the experience. Some movies have plot twists that just completely cheapen the entire movie. They make you feel like you shouldn't have watched the movie, maybe, or um, I'm not sure how to explain it, and I'm not sure if I have any examples of it. Uh, but it's I don't know. I think the characters, the stories, um, and the traps. I don't care about the gore, but I do think the traps have a lot of metaphorical weight. Like Paul he had to go through a a cage of razor wire because he hurts himself, he cuts himself. So he had to prove to himself or prove to Jigsaw that um, he could or he had to cut himself as deeply as possible to survive or something like that. It's like that kind of metaphorical stuff. It was a cage made up of razor wire. Um, and there's my favorite trap in the whole series is actually in Saw 6. It was the oxygen trap. Uh, the whole purpose of it is the janitor smokes cigarettes or something, and William Easton, I think is his name, the main character that has to go through the traps, the insurance salesman or insurance company leader guy. Um, he needs to strap on the. Well, okay, he wakes up and he has this gas mask on. He doesn't have to strap himself in. But the whole point of the trap is you have to hold your breath. Every time you take a breath, the trap, the things around your ribs get they get tighter. And since the janitor is a smoker, obviously his lung capacity is probably diminished significantly, especially against someone that's not a smoker. So just I love that trap. I love that concept. And the best thing about it is it's completely silent except for the cranking of the mechanical things. Um, Usually, the traps, actually, I would say every single trap other than this one, is loud. It's very loud. The music is loud. People are screaming. You just hear everything. Everything's going on. But in this one single trap in the series, you hear nothing except the air and the trap itself. And that is just so amazing. It is such a brilliant concept. It really is. And I swear the game crashed for real this time, which would suck. But yeah. So I love that trap. That is my favorite. Saw 6 is my favorite movie of the series. And um, Jigsaw does not look like it's going to be very good. Um, the problem with the final chapter is that they took two movies. They took effectively Saw 7 and Saw 8. They had these two movies planned, but since Saw 6 did not do so well at the box office, they decided to cram in basically all the traps from 7 and 8 into one film, but they threw out all the story to make it like a faster experience or something. I don't know. I don't know 100%, but that's what the producers said, I believe, in one of the commentary tracks. Um, and it's really unfortunate. Um, I heard something. Oh, okay. I wonder if I have to press a button to get that to activate. I think that's the third time pressing the A button has allowed me to pass the loading area. It's actually really weird. You don't see a loading screen. Um, and by you, I mean I don't see a loading screen either. So it's very odd. I'm not sure why there's no loading screen on here. Even though I'm not complaining because the loading screen on the last one was a big problem because um, the oh god, whenever you had to load a new level in the other version I was playing, you had like a 1 in 10 chance of it actually loading the level. The other 9 out of 10 was it would get stuck at the like 5% mark. Um, so I'm not really complaining that there's no loading screen, but it is odd, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Um, so yeah, Saw the final chapter was truncated heavily. Saw 7 and Saw 8. Um, I also think another reason the movie was so horrible is because Kevin Greuter, he directed Saw 6. He was, up until Saw 6, he was the editor of the series. Um, but Saw 6 was his directorial debut, I think. Not just in the Saw series, but in, like, in life. It was his directorial debut. And after Saw 6, it was kind of like his big last hurrah. Everyone thought, like, even the fans, they didn't really like Saw 5. Like, some people like Saw 5. You can count me as one of those people that likes Saw 5 actually quite a bit. I didn't at first, but it grew on me quite a bit. So, after Saw 5 happened, Kevin Greuter stepped in for Saw 6, and Saw 6 was incredible. I could go on for so long. I have what I have endearingly called sawgasms. My friends are well aware of them, and they don't. I don't think they really appreciate the sawgasms as much as I do, obviously. Um, but I I saw Gasm over Saw 6. Seriously, that movie's so goddamn good. Holy shit. Okay, you guys are gonna get one Sawgasm. One of my favorite parts, okay, is there's a segment of the movie, like in Saw 5, you don't see a certain character. In fact, in Saw 4, I don't think you even see her. I mean, okay, you see this character occasionally, but she's not a big portion of the movies. After Saw 3 or so. Um, but then there's a moment in Saw 6 where you're in Jill's clinic and you hear the Baptism theme song come up. And Baptism is the song that plays when stuff happens in Saw 3. My favorite track in the whole series, I think, honestly. I love it. I even not recorded it, I put it on an SD card and I put it on there like 10 times just so I could listen to it on an endless loop. I know that's not endless, but a good deal of a loop. Um, I could listen to it on a good deal of a loop while I played Endless Ocean on the original Wii. Because on the Wii you could play music from an SD card, but there was no like. I don't think you could really change the tracks. Not 100% sure, but it was an amazing song. I loved it. It was from Saw 3. I don't know if I said that, but anyways, you John Kramer says something like, "I have someone to show you" or something. And then he holds out his hand and then you hear Baptism play and it's so fucking beautiful. It's a haunting melody. I love it so much. And then he he holds his arm out and then the camera pans over to the corner of the room and you see her standing there. And she's oh, Jill's like, "You." I don't want to say the name. I don't want to spoil it. I think I already kind of spoiled it, but I don't want to, Anyway, she's like, "You," and she's like, "Hi, Jill," and oh my god. And then John is like, "See, it works. My therapy works," or something. I don't know. I don't know 100% like word for word. I don't know the dialogue, okay, but it's something along those lines. He's bringing this girl over to show Jill that this therapy works, not the therapy that she's trying to do, because she works in a drug rehab clinic, a methadone clinic specifically, I think. Um, and she something happens to her. I don't want to spoil that either. But she kind of loses hope, I think. And then John is like, my method works. This is that girl, okay? And she's clean. She's healthy or something like that. Does it matter that later on she kind of becomes a little unstable and a little detached from reality? No, I don't think so. I think it is still brilliant. And anyways, that whole part, it's just so cool. I can't explain how cool it is. I know that me explaining it just now probably didn't do jack shit for any of you, but holy shit, that part blew my mind. And then, oh, there's a twist. Okay, one of the twists in Saw 6. Oh my god. It's one of those twists in a movie that makes you rethink everything in the series. It changes literally every single fucking thing. It is amazing. Oh my god. It is so good. Ugh. It changes everything. Like you think that this is why Jigsaw started what he did. This is why he started. But you find out, wait a second, while it doesn't change the event that started it, it does change the person that started it. And it is so amazing. I just love it so much. And the ending is legendary. Um, it's amazing. And then Kevin Greuter, he could sleep at night knowing that he saved the series. Saw 6, I believe, critically speaking, is the Saw series has never been critically acclaimed, but at least not from critics like Roger Ebert or whatever. But Saw 6 was, I believe, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, Saw 6 is the second highest rated movie in the series next to Saw 1. And it's actually pretty close too. I think they're like both like 50 something percent. Um, so Kevin Greuter stopped editing in favor of directing, and he directed what is absolutely my personal favorite Saw movie in the series. So, there is a dialogue. There's a narrative going on here. I'm trying to. I had to. That's what we call a sawgasm. What just happened? That's a sawgasm, and that's friends don't love it, but they kind of deal with it. They're just like, oh, that's just Paul. He's just being, he's just being a Saw fan. Big deal. Everyone loves something. I love Saw. So that's why my initials are Saw, anyways. Okay, so Kevin Greuter finished Saw 6. He was a hero. And as we learn from The Dark Knight, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Unfortunately, that is absolutely what happened with Kevin Greuter. He was going to leave the Saw series after Saw 6. He was going to direct Paranormal Activity 2, I think. But Lionsgate did not allow that. I guess it was not in his contract. He was unable to direct a competitor's product or something like that. Um, so I don't know 100% what the contract was, but he was unable to direct it. So Lionsgate forced him back to direct the final Saw, which okay, and yes, there's a bit of drama. Um, there's a bit of drama. So David Hackle, he has been the set designer, I think, since the beginning, and then he became a director on Saw 5. Now, a lot of people did not like Saw 5, as I talked about. It's one of the lower points of the series if you talk to a lot of Saw fans. Um, but he directed Saw 5, and then after Saw 6 came out, it was announced that he was going to be directing Saw 7. Um, and it was then later known that it was going to be Saw 3D. Like there were going to be 3D elements to it. And a lot of people were defending this decision, saying, he give him a chance. That was his first movie. Saw 5 was his first movie. Just give him a chance, and especially because it's going to be 3D. He's a set designer. That is his specialty. How cool would it be to have these sets done by a set designer in 3D? Like he would absolutely know what would look good in 3D. So a lot of people were kind of on board with that. Some weren't, but I was one of the people that was on board with it, especially because I am one of the kind of David Hackle apologists. I enjoyed Saw 5 in the end. There were parts of it I hated at first, like my favorite character getting killed off in the most cowardly and pathetic way possible. Um, but there we go. We got the tape. I've been trying to get that tape this whole time I've been talking. Um, David Hackle, I don't know. I was kind of an apologist. Like I think it was his first movie, um, and whatever. Give him a chance, and especially since he is um, a set designer, 3D could be his specialty. He could make a really eye-popping, no pun intended, hopefully, movie. Um, but then this Paranormal Activity 2 thing happened with Kevin Greuter, and unfortunately, it made Lionsgate fire David Hackle off of Saw 3D and force Kevin Greuter onto it. And I don't know if you know this about people. They don't like to be forced to do anything, especially when they have considered what they did to be the best product they've ever done and they're never going to top it. Like, people just don't like doing that. They don't like being forced back to do something that they said goodbye to. Um, well, unfortunately, Lionsgate still decided to completely shoehorn Kevin Groiter into making what would later be the last Saw movie ever. Um, of course, until October 27th this year, but that's a whole nother thing. So that what I'm trying to get at is that Saw 3D failed for many reasons, um, but I think one of the bigger reasons is that Kevin Groiter was purposely trying to sabotage it. I honestly think it is not a far off theory that he is partly to blame for how horrible Saw 3D was. Um, I know it's more on the like writers and stuff, but honestly, I listened to the commentary with the writers, um, and they made it sound like the producers, of course, were um, the producers forced them to write this shitty script. They talked about all these amazing ideas they had, and it made me so sad because it would have been an awesome movie, but they had to write something that was totally by the numbers, lowest common denominator, basically just catering to the lowest of the low denominator of Saw fans. Not lowest as in like they're bad people, but like the ones that really just like Saw because of the blood, and they don't care about the story. That is exactly what it feels like. That's exactly what Saw the final chapter feels like. It's made for the people that care only about the blood. They don't give a shit about the story. They don't give a shit about the characters. And also, I have a very odd feeling that the first, if I feel like it was also written to be to cater to people that have only seen the first Saw. Because there's one final twist in this movie that's at the time I hated it. It was a very popular theory though. It was a popular theory at the time. And that's again with the catering to a certain audience. I think the producers really wanted to cater to these people as like a last ditch effort to kind of get their good graces or something. Um, and they pull the most basic twist out of their ass, and they do the retconning thing, and I'm fine with retconning. Retconning is one of the most contentious things in the Saw series, and if you're not familiar, retcon means to take an established uh, element in a story and twist it around to fit something from the future into it. So let's say you thought that John Kramer was the one that put Paul in the razor cage. Well, they retcon that to be, oh, it's actually this character from Saw 5 that decided to put this person in the cage or whatever. Like that kind of thing. That's the most basic way to say it. But it's just stupid. I hate that they did that twist. I understand it more like now that I see it without the red in my eyes. I can see it a little better, but it still frustrates the hell out of me that they reached for such a basic little apple on this tree of no 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 you fucker. They reached for the most basic tree, like basic twist on this tree, and it made me really sad. It pissed me off, honestly, but it's just the final chapter is fucking terrible. I don't know how much worse it could get. I don't think it could get much worse than that, but I'm terrified at the prospect that it could get worse. Um, so yeah, there you go. That was supposed to be like a 2 minute talk about why my initials are SAW. Um, why my original Twitch name is Saw3624. I mean, it's pretty much that's all that was supposed to be, but it turned into a bit of an epic tale of heartache and drama and sadness, and I guess that goes along with drama. But yeah, so there you go. All your questions are now answered. Um, if you need any more opinions from me about Saw, I will happily oblige. I love talking about Saw, honestly. Even Saw 3D, I love talking about it because I hate it so much. Just like Iron Man 3. Um, it's awful. So, but hey, you know the fun thing is actually I make it a point to try to watch it at least once a year, just to remind myself how horrible it is and how horrible the world can be. Um, I do that once a year, at least. Um, it's kind of a thing, and I don't know. I just same thing with Iron Man 3. Actually, I think I also subconsciously watch them so much because I want to like I really want to like them, but obviously I don't think that's possible now. I think I've watched both of them upwards of 10, 15 times, and now here we are, you know? Oh, I don't know if I'll get this. Just kidding. Got it. I think that's all the objectives except for the pro score. Let's see if we can crank that out. Soldier Boy. That was a really bad reference. I hear you cringing, and that's okay. I agree, it was a horrible reference. Oh, we didn't even get Skate? Whoops. I thought we got Skate. That's not good. Well, we gotta get Skate. In the original version of this playthrough, I got all the objectives in all the levels except for San Francisco, and I don't think I got a gold in Roswell. I'm not sure, but so there's no excuse really. I should have the objectives of this level. Um, fuck. You want to talk about interesting dichotomies? My favorite series of movies is Saw, but one of like second place in favorite movies is Ratatouille, Pixar's Ratatouille. I really love that movie. Um, Pretty much a perfect movie. Makes me cry every time I watch it, and it's not a cry like that's so sad or like a character dies. No, it's crying out of how perfect that movie is. It really is perfect. And it's not one of those movies where I watched it as a kid or something and I just never watched it again and I just think it's perfect. No, this movie is legitimately perfect. Maybe not objectively speaking, but absolutely subjectively. Um, it's just an amazing movie. I love it so much. And it has a great message that they don't really like ham fist at you. Like they don't force you to learn this message. They just it kind of happens somewhat naturally. Um, I just love it. It's a great movie. Um, but it is kind of a silly dichotomy between, that being right, like head and shoulders with the Saw series. You might be saying, well, Paul, if you hate Saw 3D so much, why do you call the Saw series your favorite? Because I hate it so much that I don't consider it a part of the Saw series. Um, it's terrible. Okay, I'm not gonna get too much more into it. I know I already talked your ear off about Saw, but it's terrible. It's so bad and so uncharacteristic of Saw that it is not a Saw movie. Fucking fight me, bro. I'm noticing when I'm playing the disc version, the buffering on the buttons seems to be a little more consistent. Like what I mean by buffering is if I do a trick, like we'll say an impossible, sometimes I will try to do, I will start another trick on top of that. So I will try to hold B and then a direction while the impossible is going. Um, but in this game, like that works on the other games, but in this game it seems like it's kind of impossible to do that because your character will just not do anything. It'll act as if you didn't do anything with the controls. Ridiculously, after I even pointed attention to it, it happened like 4 times where the game didn't notice that I put a direction in and kind of screwed some things up, but that's okay. Um, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't like that. This game is just not great. I don't know how often I'm going to talk about this during the marathon. Hopefully, only as long as I play this game. But I really don't think this game is that great nowadays. It is the equivalent to, say, Rock Band, um, sort of Guitar Hero, where the first game was a proof of concept. It was a great game at the time, but its predecessors or its successors made it obsolete. In the case of Guitar Hero, not as much as Rock Band, but with Rock Band, you have you can export most of the songs to Rock Band 2, and Rock Band 2 happened to have a much better interface and a much better method of buying things on the store and better search methods and categories. It was an all around better product, and I don't think that's subjective. I think that's objective. Rock Band 2 was a huge improvement over the first one, so much so that the first one now seems pretty archaic, especially if you try to um, search around in the music store on the first one versus the second one. Um, and that element was even improved upon in Rock Band 3 compared to Rock Band 2. So, in a sense, Rock Band 2 is a little, not obsolete, but it's kind of. It's, it's not as extreme as Rock Band 1 to Rock Band 2. Um, Are there a couple songs that you can't play in Rock Band 2? Yes. Um, but do I think that's enough to say that Rock Band 1 is still a great game? No. I think that Rock Band 1 just is not, because of Rock Band 2 and Rock Band 3, um, Rock Band 1, the only reason you would want to play it is because of those couple songs that did not export fully. Um, in terms of Guitar Hero, that's a little trickier. I'm not sure why I brought that up, honestly, because um, it was more the mechanics of that game. They have not held up well. Um, and by that, I mean they haven't. They didn't work originally, really. So basically, Rock Band 1, most of the songs are covers. In fact, I don't think there's a single. No, I think the bonus songs. I think the bonus songs are master recordings as opposed to covers. Um, but people want, I think, to hear the like real bands. And I don't think they could really afford to get the real songs or the real master recordings for some of these songs. Um, or it's entirely possible that they did that purposely because the whole point of Guitar Hero is that you become a guitar hero. You become a big force to be reckoned with in the world of rock and roll. And so to do songs from other bands sounds um yes, I think we got it. Nice. Um to do songs from other bands is better. Like you're a cover band in like you're a cover band, I think is what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's why there were no master recordings of the main set list. Um, I don't know. I feel like that could actually be possible, maybe, because Guitar Hero 2 also had a lot of covers, I think. I don't think it was until Guitar Hero 3 that we really got a set list comprised mostly of master recordings. Um, but why am I saying that it's possible, even though I said that? Because Harmonix, they only did Guitar Hero 1, 2, and Rocks the 80s. Or Rock the 80s. I don't 100% remember which one that is. Which one it is. It's Rocks or Rock. It doesn't matter. Um, and those songs, or those games mostly consisted of covers. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Rock the 80s. Um, Either way, the amount of covers really peaked, or started peaking in Guitar Hero 2, 3. Um, so, what was the point I was trying to make? That's right. Okay, so Guitar Hero, um, the lack of master recordings, I could say, is one negative of the first game. Um, Two negatives that I think are objectively true are the the hammer-on and pull-off system is totally broken. Um, I'm pretty sure you learn how to hammer on and pull off in that game, but it never works. It never, ever, 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 ever works. Um, and that's a big part of what makes those games fun is the hammer-ons and pull-offs. Um, it wasn't utilized as much in the first game, but it still was utilized enough that if you tried doing it, you would realize, oh my god, it's not working at all for most of the time. Um, and the other thing that Guitar Hero 1 did not have is calibration. It does not have calibration, which is at the time not as ridiculous because people were mostly playing on CRT TVs. Like they didn't need calibration. Like okay, that makes sense. But like nowadays, that makes it seem really dated. Like to have a rhythm game that was so popular at the time not have calibration settings. That's insane. That is so insane. I don't think I also don't think the Dead or Alive, not Dead or Alive, the DDR games. I don't think they had calibration either. So I don't know why I'm picking at olives with the first Guitar Hero. Oh my god. I don't think I got a single thing. Nope. I don't think so. So that's what makes Guitar Hero 1 kind of not as playable nowadays. Like, it has not held up well because of those reasons. Um, and I think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 is the same way. It just has not held up well because the other games improved on it so much. Um, the one thing, it's subjective, I'll admit, but I love my manuals. My manuals are, I love them. And how do you have Rodney Mullen in this game without fucking manuals? Come on. Ridiculous. It's just not, it's stupid. You should have manuals. Um, and the game itself is a lot shorter than the other ones. Um, I'm not sure. I think it has less levels, but not by much. But really, the thing that matters to me is the amount of goals. And the goals in this game are dwarfed by even Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. The goals in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, they double. It's now um, it's now 10 goals instead of just 5. Um, And that's a big deal, honestly. That's a big deal. That adds a lot of replayability to the game. Um, we got the hidden tape, everyone. If you watch the original stream, um, that took way too fucking long on that stream. But guess what? It didn't take that long here. Um, I don't remember how I got the E up here. I always forget. Um, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, it is a very important game. It is the reason we have such amazing games as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and 3. Um, but I do think there is a case to be made that it has not aged well in comparison to those. Um, it feels a little like not sloppier, but it I don't know. It just doesn't feel as good as Tony Hawk 2. It's amazing. Tony Hawk 2, honestly, it's not just a good Tony Hawk game. It's an amazing game. Um, it's amazing. I mean, everything about it is better than the first one. And that's something that can't be said for a lot of games. Now, honestly, I'm trying to think. I can think of Toy Story 2. That was not the game, but the movie. Toy Story 2 and Godfather Part 2. Those are usually the movies that people think about when they think what movie was actually better than what sequel was better than the original. Because that's something that does not happen very often. But in the case of those movies, it did. Subjectively, but still. Um, at the very least, if you enjoyed them, if you enjoyed the first one, you're pretty much bound to enjoy the sequel. I'm not sure if that's the same with Aliens, because Aliens, I haven't seen it, but I know it's a very big departure from the gloomier kind of horror Alien. Why am I going up here? I already got the tape. It's habit. Sorry. Um, it's apparently a very action-heavy movie, as opposed to the first movie, which was very atmospheric and horror-like. Um, and then, speaking of James Cameron, Terminator 2 is apparently much better, or maybe not much better, but it's a great movie, and people more fondly remember Terminator 2 than they do Terminator 1, I think. Um, like when people talk about the greatest action movies, you usually see Terminator 2, you don't see Terminator 1. And that might be an aliens situation. I'm not 100% sure. I really hope I get this last valve. I didn't get the last valve. Are you serious? Okay. That's okay. Um, yeah. I can't. I mean, if you have any ideas of games whose sequels are better than the originals, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear them. I can't think of too many. Symphony of the Night, maybe. I think if that counts, I think Symphony of the Night is probably considered. I mean, that's considered a masterpiece in gaming. I don't know if it counts, but it. If Aliens is considered a better movie than Alien, and it's considered one of the best sequels of all time, I think it's totally fair to consider Symphony of the Night one of the best sequels of all time. Unless you take issue with the idea that it's actually a sequel and not an original game. Um, and that's fine. I can understand that if that's the case. But yeah, yeah. I don't think I've gotten any of the score tapes in this level. There's 5 valves. Okay, end run. Good. Final deck. Interesting. Okay. High score of 55,000? That's not my score, that's just a high score. Okay. Alright. I'm not sure what the high score or pro score tape is for this level, but I will try my best to get it to avoid um, having to do too many objectives in San Francisco. I can do the police cars one. Skate, I don't know. I can kind of do skate, I guess. Um, I'm not sure. I forget what the other ones are. The secret tape is a bitch. The scores, I think the scores are actually pretty difficult too. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do there. But honestly, maybe it would be a good idea to try and push myself to do that. If you weren't here last night for my existential ramblings, I was talking all about how I've been pushing myself in skateboarding to not avoid the big slopes just because I'm scared of the speed. So maybe I need to challenge myself. I need to force myself to do this, you know? No, you fucker. Shit. When I was doing this game the other night, someone wrote in the chat the special moves I could do, and I don't quite remember them. I think right down, no, right down B is, right down B is the 900, I think. We might need to do it, though, if we're able to. I don't think we'll be able to do it. Damn. I'm sure the pro score is like 45,000. That's what I'm thinking. You might be saying, well, why don't you just check the tape challenges? Well, apparently those aren't showing up when I use the disc version, so. There we go. That was a good combo. That was a really good combo. Holy shit. I don't want to I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like this is going a lot better than before. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, up, down, B. Nope, that's not it. Right down B. That was not right down B, bitch. That was not right down B, bitch. Oh my god, this fucking... Fuck. I was tempted to restart, but I care about you guys too much. Ow, what the fuck? Shit. Alright. Oh my god, that was bad. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Okay, we've already done too many stale fishes, apparently. Too many Benihanas. Oh my god, okay. Dude, I swear to God, if it's if the pro score was 40,000, oh man, that sucks if it is. Hmm. Shit. Shoot. Alright. I think we had like 30,000 when we were up here, weren't we? Didn't we last time? Or was that me dreaming of a lifelong past? A lifelong past. I wonder. Shit! That was really good. Oh no. No. Fuck. Shit. Okay. Well, that's fine. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No! Damn it. Meh. Um. Okay. I don't remember when I started the stream, actually. I'm trying to keep it in like 3 hour chunks at most, but I don't know. Fuck that, basically. Fuck that with a baseball bat. I'm gonna keep this one going, actually. Never mind, gonna retry that one. It was awful from the beginning. I consider if you can't get to a grind up here, your run is fucked, basically. It's yeah. It's a myth, but it's the truth. So, hmm. Fuck. Okay. That's yes. So it was 40,000. Fuck. I got so close that one time then. Ah, that's too bad. Close as in I think it was just under 400 points. Oh, I just need. Oh. Well, if that's the case, I think I only just need that cop car tape for the final competition. But I still haven't decided if I'm gonna try to do 100% or not. I didn't do 100% before. Um, because of San Francisco. But again, we got to challenge ourselves. From time to time, we have to challenge ourselves in life. So you know. Um. Oh yeah, I was wondering if anyone can verify. I was watching a skateboarding video the other night. I'm gonna restart this one. I was watching a skateboarding video the other night, and it looked like someone was in. Someone was skating in this exact skate park. So is this based on a real skate park? That's what I'm wondering. Um, Basically, that's all. Because I didn't know that any real world locations were, or didn't think any real world locations were used in this game. Uh, well, okay, I guess San Francisco. I don't. I guess that's a real world location, but okay, what is going on? I can't do the 900 apparently. Hmm. Fuck. So yeah, just wondering if this is based on a real skate park or not. Ah shit. Well, that's not good. See if that was a better run than last. Slightly, but not by much. Part of 100%ing this game is getting golds in all the. That was a great start. Getting golds in all the competitions, which I definitely did not do last time either. Um, I got gold in this competition, I think, but I did not get gold in the Roswell one. Um, it was just not happening, I guess. I don't know. That's funny. It wasn't happening. That that level Roswell is all about, or sorry, yeah, Roswell. It's all about aliens and Area 51 and all that. Um, and there's a song by the Pixies called "The Happening," and it's about an alien abduction or an alien invasion or touchdown or something. Um, it's a really good song, one of my favorites actually from them, off of my favorite album from them, Bossa Nova, which I did not know was actually a style of music. I thought it was just the name of my favorite Pixies album. So there's that. Um, let's see. Okay, we're gonna stick with the second place, and we'll see how San Francisco goes. If San Francisco is going exceedingly well, and it looks like I could get all of the tapes, then I will go back and try and get gold on that competition right there. Let's see. Here's one Cope Kerr. Oh, I don't remember that sound in the when we were doing this on the Choppy Hawks version. I don't remember that sound occurring when you get the cop car's lights down. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Oh God, the Mountain Dew van, my worst enemy. Not my worst enemy. I've had worse, but he's pretty bad. Um, Let's see here. There should be two over here, I think. Um, yeah. Wait. Yes, that is two. That's how counting works, everyone. That's how numbers work. There's four. Okay, and then and then we have one more over here. See? I know this level pretty well. That's literally the only objective I know how to do, though, honestly. I don't know how to do any others. The tape, I think you have to ride like a rail, but the rail extends from this area that's impossible to get to for some reason. Like, I don't know how to get to it. um, that's kind of interesting. I think I've been doing all these objectives from memory. I don't think it's shown the objectives at all. Um, I don't remember. Okay, so we unlocked Roswell. I would not call that run in San Francisco indicative of doing exceedingly well at the level, but it was the first one, so beginner shakes, We can we can do it, okay? We can do this, everybody. We need to get that tape. That tape has eluded me forever. Um all right. Uh did we already miss a letter, by the way? Or is this the first one? I'm assuming this is the first one. Usually the letters are in a line. So if you see the S first, it means you didn't miss the thingy. You didn't miss like a K or an A or a T or an E. Um, okay, we will hope that that's the case. Why are we going up here again? That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you. Okay. That that was bad. Oh god. Oh god. That was bad too. Um Wait, that looks like you could like go inside, right? You have to go inside. There's like a T in there. Okay, we're gonna go inside there. And you're gonna fucking like it. Boom! Oh, even better, that's an E. That we apparently are so bad we can't even get it. It's good to know. That's very good to know. Okay, am I missing something? Like, am I just that bad, or is there not any here? Am I was I wrong? Was it a mirage? It doesn't help that I'm not jumping as high as I possibly can. I'm jumping at the height of shit. Okay. We'll get it. One of these days we'll get it. Okay, so the secret tape, you have to get up on that ledge right there. I realize you can't see what I just did. Talking about that ledge right there. Again, pointing to it. Can't really see me pointing to it. But I think you need to get up there. The problem is that you can't get up there. Or I can't. I've tried many times, but I don't know how to get up here. I tried grinding on it. I tried landing on the other side. Whenever I try doing the landing on the other side thing, it doesn't let me go to the other side. That was a bad example, but like if I get enough speed to do it, it doesn't let me do it. Okay, Tony. Go home, buddy. You've been drinking a little too much, I think. Okay, so that's a decent amount of speed. and I can't go over there. Like, it seems like the jump has to be pixel perfect. Pixel perfect and Tony Hawk do not go together. I don't know if you knew this. Activision. Oh, oh, oh! Not even close. Okay, well. Yeah, so that's the problem with the secret tape of this level. It's a problem with this level in general, to be honest. It's just not a very good level. That must have been a glitch. I thought I saw a letter in the wall. Hope that was a glitch. I don't know. Not sure why I keep losing my combo on those rails. That seems a little unfortunate. Um, hmm. Okay. Um, we're gonna keep going for it. The last objectives I need are skate, high score, and pro score, and the secret tape. I made it sound like I had only like one left, but that is literally 80% of the goals I still need to do. So, okay, that worked out pretty well. All right. All right, let's see. Can we jump over this? Oh yeah, can we grind? Oh yeah. Oh damn. Going MLG up in here. Oh, well, I fucked it. I was going MLG. You guys saw. Fuck you. Stop honking at me, bitch. Okay. I'm hoping there's another way to get up there, but that is the way to get the secret tape. You have to go up there. I'm 100% sure. So let's. Nope. God damn it. Okay. It's okay. We can. I don't know. Fucking dang. Oh my god. Okay. Let's go for the skate. Let's go for skate. If we can get that in this round, then I think there is hope. There's hope. I think last night I claimed that San Francisco was the worst level in this game by far, and I said it was not because I sucked at it. Um, I think we all just need to stop lying to ourselves and realize that that is actually the case. I am horrible at this level, and as such, I have no fun with it, and it's a horrible level. So that's what I'm trying to say is I lied to everyone and myself. I do indeed hate this level because I suck at it. I don't know how to get this T. How do you get the T? It's always the fucking T. I swear to God, it is always the fucking T. Um, hold on. Wait a second. I wonder if you can just do. I wonder. To get the secret tape, could you just do that? Like, get a lot of speed off of this quarter pipe here, and then, like. Guys. I think it's possible. I don't know. It might be possible, it might not be, but don't tell me it's not. Because a little boy needs to hope and dream. A little boy needs dreams. Um, hmm, that's that's never good. I just checked to see how many people were watching, and there are zero, apparently. So that's okay. Hopefully, hopefully, more people end up watching, like on YouTube or whatever. 11,000. That was actually not a bad combo. That was okay, I think. That was all right. That jump was not, but everything else before it was pretty okay. Son of a bitch. I don't know what the blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the threshold are for the score. Thresholds are for the scores. Um. Nope. Shit. Shit. Not sure what that was. A 1 foot impossible, maybe? Not sure. Okay. Oh, yes! Nice! I think that's actually literally the first time I've gotten the high score tape here, and that's good. I'm gonna guess that the pro score is 50,000. I have a feeling that's kind of what it is, but I don't know. I don't know. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, that's pretty good too. What the fuck? No! Nee! Tuner! No! I bet it was 45,000. I bet it was. Oh man, if it's 45,000, you guys. Mm. Okay. Fuck. Oh my god. Okay. It's okay. We good. We Gouda and Gruyere. No! Oh. I finally got a 900 off, and it just failed. Failed miserably. I like that even though I am quite aware that this game does not have manuals, I still furiously press up and down on the thumbstick. So, okay, Tony. Y'all can get the fuck out of here with that. You can get the fuck out of my Spice. Oh yeah, I want to be clear. It's not that I dislike this game. Um, it's like, what's a good analogy? That'll absolutely be subjective, but I'm trying to get an objective analogy. Like, uh, mm, well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy. I was gonna say Christopher Nolan, um, but I really didn't like Dunkirk. You know what? I'm the only one in the world that didn't like Dunkirk. So here is a good analogy. Assuming I enjoyed Dunkirk, I would still think it's his worst movie by far, but it is still a good movie. It's like a bad Christopher Nolan movie is still a good movie. It's a better movie than most movies out there. Um, so if I enjoyed Dunkirk, that's what I would say. Um, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 is just, it hasn't aged very well, that's all. And that's not a knock on it. Well, it is. It literally is a knock on it, but it's not the, like, even I really wrote myself into a corner here because when you talk about Tony Hawk games in general, there are plenty that are fucking terrible. I could name two off the top of my head: Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the Game Boy Color. Terrible games, both of them. Some of the worst I've played. Okay, that's maybe not true. Well, okay. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on Game Boy Color had an excuse. Okay, it was trying to adapt a game to a console that was very, very not powerful enough to handle this kind of game. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD does not have that luxury. That game is a pile of shit, and there's no reason it should be a pile of shit. You might be wondering too, am I going to be playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD in this marathon? I am thinking about it. Originally, this was supposed to be just the mainline Tony Hawk games, so not Downhill Domination. Fuck, I did it again. Downhill Jam. Um, it's not Downhill Jam, not Tony Hawk Ride, not Tony Hawk Shred, and I did declare Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD to be in that same kind of category. But the more I talk about and hate Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, the more I think my commentary might be pretty fun um, if I play it on stream. So, I don't know. We'll think about it. Let's first get like every other Tony Hawk game done with before we even think about extending this marathon. Because already it looks like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is going to take me a long time. American Wasteland Story might take a while. And by that I mean 2 or 3 streams. Underground 2 story, I could have that done probably in like 1 stream, if we're not trying to 100% it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, I've never beaten it, so I've never even gotten past the first couple levels. So that's going to be Bear, I think. Um, that and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 might be the ones that take the most time because of the fact I haven't played them all the way through before this stream. And American Wasteland's story mode also, and same with Proving Grounds. So basically, I don't know. I forget what my point was. Oh, the fact that this marathon is going to take a long time. I intended to at first 100% them, but then I thought that was ridiculous. So I'm no longer going to try and 100% them, but I am going to try and beat all of them. Um, I think that's the least I can do for all of you, honestly. Um, is beat them at least. Um, it's just going to take a while, you know? It's going to take a long time. Like, already, we're looking at. Like, if I beat them. If it took one stream each to beat them, we're looking at 10 streams. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. You might enjoy the fact that this is the case. That means that would mean that I'd have to beat them in one stream each. But guess what? I can't do that because some of them are pretty long, and I don't want to do streams that are longer than a couple hours or a few hours. Um, so I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is the streams. The Tony Hawk's Pro Marathon is already erratic and insane and ridiculous, um, and long, that I don't think we should be talking about adding in games that are not part of the mainline series yet. Tony Hawk Ride, obviously, I couldn't do that on stream. I don't have the ability to stream from my PS4 or PS3 or 360. Um, Downhill Domination, I swear to God, I did it again, didn't I? One of these days, I'm going to play Downhill Domination for all of you. And you're going to be like, oh, that's the game he keeps mistaking for Downhill Jam. I almost said it again. But, yeah, it's an amazing game. It's this, I believe it's this underrated gem, hidden gem on the PS2's library, that's all about downhill mountain bike racing. Um, I would compare it to. Well, a friend of mine brought to my attention a game called Road Rash, where the whole purpose of it was to race each other on motorcycles and beat each other up on those same motorcycles. Um, it's kind of like a downhill mountain bike version of that, sort of. Like you can get power ups where you can throw bottles at the other players. Nothing like super hardcore violent like what I've seen of Road Rash, but you can kick people. You can punch people. So it's there is a there is a case to be made for downhill domination being kind of a road rash on mountain bikes. But anyways, it's a really fun game. I'm not very good at it, but it's a fun game nonetheless, and I wish more people would play it, because maybe that would mean we'd get a sequel or something, a remaster, uh, with online multiplayer. That would be such a dream come true. It would be awesome. I think it might have had online multiplayer when it came out. It came out really, I think it came out pretty late in the PS2's lifespan, but I am not sure. I still have a hard time thinking about PS2 online. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to imagine it. I know it was there. I participated in it, like with My Sims, I think. Or no, no, it was My Street, I think. I think it was called My Street. It was this like cutesy little game where you went into a virtual neighborhood and you could talk to people online and like do little mini games with them. I think that's how it went. I don't remember it being very good, but it was still an interesting experience. I think it was actually the first PS2 online game I ever played, or first PlayStation 2 game I ever played online. That sentence better conveys what I was trying to say. Um, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I know I played the Medal of Honor games. I played like Rising Sun, I think, online. Um, And um, I played Medal of Honor, Rising Sun. I think I played SOCOM, obviously. Um, okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save my career real quick, and I'm gonna go to Roswell, and we're gonna maybe finish the stream out. I think it might be getting a little long, um, but uh, I can't think of too many other games I played online on the PS2. Um, so My Street or whatever. Um, Medal of Honor, Rising Sun. I think maybe Killzone 2. No, that was PS3, wasn't it? Of course, that was PS3. Not sure. Did PS1 or PS1 have Killzone? Um, or online? Did Killzone 1 have online? I'm not actually sure on that. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. It's it's a mystery to me, honestly. Apparently, what uh, what games were online on the PS2 that I played? Um, SOCOM. I don't know. I guess that's it. I consider SOCOM to be kind of the PS2 game online, the online PS2 game. Some would consider Final Fantasy Online that, but I or Final Fantasy 11, I should say. But I do not. I mean, I do agree because I think that's like legitimately the first online game for the PS2. I don't even know. I don't know. It's very I don't know. Oh, hi. There's a kitty that came into the room. Hello. His name is Ishmael. He's all black with a little, I call it chest hair, but I don't really know what else to call it, honestly. It's just a little white fur on his chest. But he's named Ishmael after the main character of Moby Dick, which is my favorite book of all time. And then his sister is named Espy, and her name is Espy. It's short for Espérance, which is French for hope. I've studied French since 2010, and it was just a word that meant a lot to me, and I think she's really lived up to that name. But Espy is short for that because no one else can pronounce Espérance in my city, so it's kind of just it's simpler for everyone, and I just kind of grew to enjoy it myself, so it fits. I like the name a lot. Obviously, I named them myself. Fourth place? Holy shit. I really should look up these special tricks. Those helped a lot in this competition. That's why Oh yeah, if you're wondering what she looks like, she's gray and white tiger short hair, domesticated short hair. Very beautiful kitty with beautiful eyes. She has beautiful like turquoise eyes if you look at them in the right light. She's very pretty. Um, so special tricks. The reason I asked for special tricks that night is because someone recommended them to me. He said, you can do a lot better in this competition if you actually do special tricks. And I was like, well, I don't know any. And he was like, well, let me look them up for you. And he gave them to me. I didn't write them down, though. So, unfortunately, I I don't know what they are. Boom! Third place. Third place. Um, so yeah, my complaint about there not being manuals in this game. You might be wondering, do I just say that because I suck at this game more than any other? Is that maybe why I consider this to be the worst Tony Hawk game in the mainline series? Um, I don't know. I guess you could argue that, and I don't think the jury would kick you out of the bed for eating crackers, or however that saying goes. You could probably make a case for that, yes, but I honestly think objectively this game is lacking compared to its sequels. Um, blah 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 blah. One, two, three. That's nice. I like that. Um, but maybe the manual's complaint is more of a subjective thing than some the stuff like how there are only 5 goals instead of 10. Um, it's true. It's true. I probably that's more subjective than anything.